The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today for this presentation on the key findings from the 2018 HealthFocus International Study on Global Consumers' Quest for Health and Nutrition. I know how busy everyone is, so we will keep this presentation short, but filled with a lot of information. My name is Steve Walton, and I will be your moderator for this morning. We have a very large group, so everyone is on mute, allowing you to multitask without disturbing others. We will be recording this for those who might wish copies. And given the time and venue, I will not be taking questions live, but please feel free to contact me directly at your convenience. I'll be available anytime. And I see a lot of old friends who have joined us today. Welcome. But we have quite a few new names. So I just want to take a moment and introduce HealthFocus. HealthFocus is a global leader in researching, understanding consumer and their motivations to eating and living healthier. And we work with major food and beverage companies around the world, helping them use this information to bring their solutions to market faster and more profitably. Just a quick note about the HealthFocus Trend Study. We've been doing this around the world since 2000, in the U.S. since 1990. We've done it in over 40 countries, talking to consumers relative to their health and nutrition. What are their key drivers, their key beliefs, and their key issues, and what are their needs and opportunity areas. The study itself in 2018 is covering 22 countries that you see listed here. We have the traditional ones that we've always done, but this year we have some new exciting fast growth opportunity markets, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Pakistan, Thailand, and Vietnam. Just a quick note on methodology. The major findings from this are sourced from the 22 countries that I presented in the previous slide. The trended data will be based on the 14 countries listed here, and it's these 14 so that we can trend consistently back over time. The methodology, this is information that was in the field in December, end of last year through February, early this year, over 8,000 interviews. These are respondents who are at least 18 years old and are the primary grocery shoppers in the household. So these are the people that are spending the money for a lot of your products. Okay, so let me start by discussing what we see as the 5 global game changers operating globally. And no matter what country you're working in, whether you are in foods, beverages, supplements, whether you're a branded manufacturer, supplier, or retailer, or even food service, these 5 forces here, 5 transformational forces, are impacting your business today and will be even more critical tomorrow. And while these 5 represent distinct waves of change, you will see as I go through them that they're not isolated but interrelated and overlapping, which adds even more power to the momentum for change and influence as we go forward. So let me start with accessing health. And the 2017 Amazon purchase of Whole Foods is really a watershed moment, signaling significant supply chain and brand relationship orientations. For many years now, we've been tracking changes in how consumers access information and products relative to healthy eating. We have measured long-term erosion of mass communication media to the internet, social and other sources outside our direct control. We've seen consumers become more knowledgeable with increased expectations and the desire for more control of their individual health. We've measured the continued growth of better-for-you consumables across all categories, including non-traditional holdouts like snacks, candy, and even soft drinks. And most recently, we see the growing consumer expectation, something we see in all of us, that we want what we want, when we want it, where we want it. In our research from the last 2 or 3 cycles, we've seen an accelerating interest in better-for-you products in new channels, including pharmacies, drug, convenience stores, multi-level marketing, online, home delivery. Even in traditional grocery, we see a gap between what consumers want in terms of health and what is currently available. And this is creating major new opportunities to reach your target. Related to the what I want, when I want it, where I want it, is the strong belief in our individual uniqueness and our expectation for products and services to meet these. And this is personalizing nutrition. Now, don't confuse this with paying lip service to personal preferences. We think this is much more profound. Historically, food and beverage providers have chased this with SKU proliferation, adding costs and complexity. Science has tried to solve this so far with moderate success. And that's because for the large majority of consumers, it really isn't about gut microbiomes or DNA or nutrigenetics. And it's not built around complicated diagnostic, nutritional, and service solutions. And in fact, the quest to sort this out can actually yield more stress, defeating the original purpose of better health. In our 2018 global study, we see high consumer interest in having more personalized options across the board. We see it in beverages, snacks, supplements, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The primary drivers in rank order for this, for wanting more personalized nutrition, are one, um, uh, being healthy, better nutrition, control, more natural, and fifth is taste. One of the most interesting findings from our work in plant-based diets around the world are, first, the growth in eating more plant is in all countries, including those with traditional high plant-based caloric intake, as well as those with much higher meat consumption. This is one of the reasons why we believe that the move towards more plant is not broadly or really a rejection of meat. Meat alternatives are an important niche. But the major wave of change is driven by much more powerful forces that are related to feeling better daily, which includes energy and digestion, positive values inherent in alternative proteins for better long-term health, and reflections about who I am in the world and my impact. Things like sustainability, land and water use, global warming, animal welfare, those types of things. The second most noteworthy finding, I think, is the permanence of adoption. I get asked quite often about whether an emerging trend, say concern about gluten or